Hey guys, this is going to be a really informative and quick guide on how to decontaminate and coat your wheels. As you can see, these are the RPF ones from Enki in a nice silver. Now these have been bought secondhand, so as you can see in the video, we have a lot of wear and tear. There's a few scratches, few dings, but honestly I'm not too fussed about it just because these are going to be track dedicated wheels, and being so they're going to be exposed to a lot of high temperatures, a lot of rubber, a lot of wear and tear compared to your daily driver, so I thought it'd be super suitable to actually coat these wheels. Now I'm going over these with a quick snow foam to get any of those loose rubbers or dirt that's already on it to ensure that we get a proper and good clean. After that, you want to hose the wheels down to ensure any of the leftover residue is taken off. Now keep in mind, if you do have painted wheels like gloss black wheels, this is probably a more favorable step. Similar to a car's paint, you want to decontaminate the wheels as much as possible before actually putting any physical washing pressure to reduce the amount of swirls that could be put on. Now in terms of the decontamination, we're going to be using Gyeon Iron wheel cleaner, and we're going to pair that with probably one of my favorite wheel cleaners, the Duragloss wheel cleaner. Now this is probably an underrated product. I would highly recommend it to anyone for daily use. Now I'd start by applying a generous amount of iron decontaminator on top of the wheel, and after a couple of minutes it'll start to turn nice and purple. With the brush and the wheel cleaning solution with a mixture of water, I simply agitate throughout the whole wheel. You want to make sure you get the insides of the barrel, the outsides, as well as the front to ensure you get a good and clean finish. Ensure the whole wheel is clean. If necessary, repeat the steps once again. There's no harm in doing that to ensure that all the debris and dirt is off the wheels. Now the next step we're going to be doing is applying some tar remover. As mentioned before, these wheels have been used for tracks, so there's going to be a lot of tar deposits as you can see here and throughout the whole wheel. Don't be afraid to apply a liberal amount onto the wheel. As you can see, we do have a lot of deposits throughout the wheel. These have been used for track, so it is vital to get these off before coating anything. Now the tar that is stuck on the wheel currently are a bit more stubborn than we had expected, so we're going to be using a microfiber cloth as well as tar remover to remove any of the leftover residue. As you can see in this clip, there's a bit of rubber that has actually melted onto the wheel more than usual. And to make this process a little bit more easier, we're going to be applying a bit of tar remover and some force to ensure we get it out nice and safely. And now once you feel as though the wheel is as clean as it's going to get, you simply want to hose it down and continue with your other 3 wheels. Now once the wheels have been cleaned, the next step you want to be doing is applying a bit of isopropyl alcohol. Now we have diluted ours to a 1:10 ratio just so that it's not strong, but it still has some great cleaning abilities. Now this step is strongly recommended, especially if you've used some tar remover. And a great way to find out if you still have some tar residue left is when you spray some water onto the wheel will have some hydrophobic properties, which means there is some leftover residue. Once you have applied the isopropyl alcohol throughout the whole wheel, you want to go ahead and go over it again with some Gyeon Prep. It is essentially a product that prepares a vehicle for either a sealant, a wax, or a coating. So in this case, it's going to be our wheel coats. And this is our final detailing step before we can apply our coating. So here we're going to be using Gyeon Rim as our wheel coat. This is a product that is suitable towards a lot of other wheels, so whether it be painted, powder coated, anodized or polished, you name it, this is the ideal coating. Now what I usually do is with this suede, I fold them into 4s just so that it's a lot easier to apply, and the surface area is ideal for about 1 or 2 fingers when applying throughout the whole wheel. Now it is vital to wear gloves when applying any sort of coating to ensure that you are keeping yourself safe, as it is a mandatory type of PPE for any type of coatings or sealants. Now in terms of working with a product, what I like to do is apply it in sections just so that I can keep a track of what I have coated and what I haven't. And as well as that, it does have a really quick curing time, so you don't want to really coat the whole wheel and then wipe off. You want to do it in sections to ensure that you get a nice wipe off without too much struggle. Now each wheel is different, so you will have to judge accordingly, but let's say you have similar typed wheels as mine or exactly the same. What you want to do is start applying it to the face of the wheel, wiping it off, and then what I'll do is start applying it inside the spokes and wipe off again. And you want to go ahead and flip the wheel and do the exact same process where you coat the inside of the wheel and then wiping it once you are all done. And as I mentioned earlier, by folding the microfiber suede into quarters, what that really does is not only does it make it easy to apply, giving the correct amount of surface area, but also doesn't allow you to waste the actual coating by applying it to unnecessary sides. Now this should be a problem if you have cleaned the wheel properly, but for some reason if you notice the microfiber suede is getting dirty or it's picking up a lot of dirt, dust and debris, what I can suggest doing is simply flipping it to its other sides. That way you can ensure that the wheel is getting coated properly without scratching anything. Now once your wheels have been coated, I would strongly suggest to let them cure for about 24 hours. Make sure that they aren't exposed to any type of water, humidity or dirt, just so the coating can cure properly onto the wheel. If you wish to add more than one coat to your wheel, that is completely possible. You just have to wait between 4 to 6 hours before you can apply a second layer. Now the lifespan of these coatings is completely dependent on how often you use the wheels, as well as that how you look after them. As a benchmark, the durability is up to 12 months or 30,000 kilometers, but once again, this is completely dependent on how you look after the wheels and how often your car gets driven. And now here's the wheel 48 hours later. It is extremely glossy. It is definitely a lot cleaner than how it came in, and it's going to be really easy to maintain once it is on the track. And you can see the hydrophobic properties in this wheel is absolutely insane. And now we can see the coating behaving extremely well in the back. As mentioned before, it is important to coat the insides of the wheels just so that when the brakes are working as hard as they should be, there is nothing being stuck on the inside of the wheel. Hopefully this has been an informative video on how to apply these coatings. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you have any questions, please ask down below. I am more than happy to help. And if you haven't already, give us a quick subscription, as we are bringing these out more often.